Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Saturday night, I'm just chilling. Hope you guys are grinding forward, having a good weekend. Let's just tell some stories. We haven't done that in a while. Now, this story is about a lot of drama, and drama can be confusing and convoluted, and I'll try to make this as linear and easy to understand as possible. This happened a long time ago, back in the 80s. And the 80s were a different time. When people talk about the good old days, it wasn't so good for me, man. I was in the streets, war on drugs, Washington, D.C., murder capital. People had guns. Everybody had guns. You could buy an Uzi $50. That's no joke. So everybody had a crew. I mean, there was people that were in gangs, but everybody had a crew. You and your little friends were a crew. And me and my brother had our own little crew. And mainly because of him, because he had a mega reputation. I mean, unbelievable. Everybody, not just in our neighborhood, everybody across the entire area, multiple counties, they all knew about him. They all had stories of him. He was in the streets and he was repping, as we used to say, building a reputation. There were other people that stood out, and he was one of them. One of the other people that stood out like that is also in this story. So we were at a party at a guy's apartment who was a drug dealer, and he had his own little crew. These guys were kind of jocks, all on the varsity football team and whatever. And at that party, a whole bunch of his dope got stolen, or something like that. It might have been reported stolen after the party. Someone broke in after. Nonetheless, the next day after the party, whether someone stole it at the party or that they came back later when he wasn't there and broke into his apartment, one or the other, and we got blamed for it. My brother mainly, but us, it was us. And that spread like wildfire. People believed it. We didn't do it. But we could have, but we didn't. So that looked really bad for us, and everybody started picking sides, mostly against us. And our name was kind of mud for a while. And it was multiple crews involved because multiple crews were there. And the guys in the project, the gang in the projects, they heard about it. We were down there one day, Paddington Square apartment projects, and hanging out in the building with some guys. One of them was just this powerhouse of a dude, strong. He had been on the varsity football team, and even just as a teenager, he was just a giant person. He had been involved in kickboxing, so he was like a kickboxing champ in the county or in the state. Well-known, mega reputation. Everybody knew this guy. And he looks out of the building as we're all passing a joint around and sees a car parked. This Cadillac pulls in and parks. Not a nice one, an older one. And then he looks back at us, me and my brother, and he says, "You two better run." And we're like, "What are you talking about?" And these two dudes get out of the car and they come stomping towards the building that we're in, both wearing overcoats. And this was back in the overcoat days. Now you see someone wearing an overcoat, it's a little bit like retro, vintage style. Back in the 80s, cats were wearing overcoats all the time. And as they got closer to the building, the guy pulls out a .44 Magnum. The other guy had a shotgun. Our eyes go wide. We say, "Oh shit." we take off, running. Run as fast as we can out of the building. Those guys go back to their car, get their car. We run down onto the street. They have to wind their way back out onto the street. It gave us some time to get a little bit of a head start. And there was this long straightaway. We're running down the middle of the street in this long straightaway with no turns. In the middle of the street for some reason. And these guys come flying up behind us in the Cadillac. One guy with the .44 Magnum, he was skinny. He leans out the window and tries to fire off a shot. And he's so skinny, every time he pulled the trigger, this cannon sound, boom! But his arm would kick back, never hit us. The bullets are going flying. Who knows where they're going? Probably hitting innocent people. And finally, we hit the neighborhood that was at the end of the projects, and we start ducking into backyards, and we got away. We got away. These guys are patrolling like a shark around a reef, looking for us, hunting for us. We got away. So we're laying low. Now we got to go to war against a whole bunch of people that we don't want to go to war against, but we're being accused of stealing drugs. So we got to go to war against these guys. The projects are against us now, so we're going to go to war against them. And those are our friends. They're shooting at us. Well, the truth came out, and it was our buddy with the mega reputation at the projects who told us to run. He found out. He played a little Sherlock Holmes. He's such a good dude. And he found out who was the one who stole the dope, and it wasn't us. Spread the word because he had a powerful voice. Everybody listened to him, and the word got around quick, and people calmed down. The guys that shot at us were just like laughing it off. We saw them, and they're just like, I don't think they said sorry. They might have. But it was just like, hey, whatever. We were all friends again. But the guy who made up the story, the bastard, he was caught at a food court above the subway. Above the subway station nearby, they had like his underground station, they had a hotel, and at the bottom of the hotel they had a giant food court like you might see in a shopping mall, but this was a giant hotel. I forget if it was the Hyatt Regency or whatever it was, but they had a food court in there. Sometimes I'd go up there, use the bathroom or grab some food, but the food is so expensive. But dude that lied about us, that made the whole thing up, that got us shot at, he's up in the food court. And one of the cats from the projects, one of our friends, he caught him. Chased him down. The guy's eating like a donut or something, like an apple fritter or something, and sees him. Oh shit, guns come out, or a pistol comes out, and the guy chases him with a pistol through a crowded food court. Jumps on him, doesn't shoot him or anything, scares him to death. Gun right to him. Everybody's like, oh my God, this is before cell phones. And that was the end of it. That was just all happened in like a week. We were having drama like that every week. The good old days. Fuck the good old days.